Yeah, it sticks. That's right. Especially when people are very reluctant or don't have the care factor to come back and revisit a situation as it develops. You know, the people that saw those initial tweets and claims from people online, that might have been the only interaction they had with it. Like, oh, why is the ho-oh removed? Looks it up. Oh, they plagiarized. Never thinks about it again. Your favorites. You shoot first.
I like the Mars Shadow.
Yeah, Mars Shadow is cool.
Actually, the second Mars Shadow by Zero Sani Ichi-san, but the Mars Shadow that artist did before with also a Pikachu on there.
That is a cool throwback. By this person's logic, no one can question the things in the space that in the way that we have. Like, nobody can.
Welcome to Pokeca Talk, the podcast where two Pokemon card collectors share real opinions, deep dives, and unfiltered takes about the Pokemon card game. Let's talk Pokeca.
Hello everybody and welcome to episode 3 of Pokeca Talk. My name is Julian, I'm OKJLove, and with me again today, Zachariah Pramalugia. How you going, Zach?
Hello everyone, I'm doing fine. Thank you for asking, and how are you, man?
I'm good, man. It's been a busy week. It's been a busy week since our last episode, which we did say we kind of cut short because Mega Brave and Mega Symphonia were right around the corner and they've come out now. So we kind of wanted to reserve all the discussion about all the art rares, SARs, the new gold cards for today's episode because we felt it was going to take up a majority of the talking points. And it looks pretty good, doesn't it, Zach?
On paper, yes. There are definitely cards that I picked out on day 1. Yeah, not day 0, because that's a bit too crazy. But yeah, there's definitely some cards that I truly think are nice. And when we recorded 2 episodes ago, I was still skeptical. Will the set? How will it?
We were both pretty skeptical.
Yeah, and I still think I stick to those words a little bit because I don't doubt the artwork is bad, right? But I think the theming is still a little bit off, personally.
Yeah.
That those points are still there, and let's see how moving forward Legends EA, when actual game releases and we see the actual video game tied sets, then let's see how those sets will fare. But for now, it's still a little bit empty, personally.
I think this is a rare moment of 2 or 3 steps forward, but just 1 step back. Usually it feels like 2 steps forward, 2 steps back, or sometimes even 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. So Journey Together felt like that for me. That felt like 3 steps forward and then 2 steps back. It was like in the right direction, but then it had a few missteps. This has those same missteps, which is annoying, but I think it changed enough to be a net improvement of how these Japanese sets are presented, how they're released. But yeah, I think you're definitely on the money when you say just the theming and the cohesion is still just a little bit off. But we'll talk about that when we jump into the full reveals of all the SARs and the ARs. We've got a little bit that we want to talk about today. There was an update to the TCG Pocket situation with the Ho-Oh immersive rare that we'll get to. And there was some comments left on the previous episode that we do want to talk about. There was a really, I want to say nice one. There was a really long one, which I think is going to make for a great a great conversation and a great segment for you guys to listen to. I'd be interested to see what you guys think about this comment and what we're going to talk about when we cover it in the next episode. We're going to cover it in this episode, but it'll be interesting to hear what you guys think about it when this episode goes out. But I reckon we jump into it, man. Enough chit chat. If you are new, by the way, this is a Pokemon card podcast where we just talk about things that we would ordinarily just talk to each other about privately. We thought we'd make this a podcast. We thought we'd put this out in the open. You guys seem to enjoy it. We've had a lot of feedback, a lot of new subscribers, so thank you. Zach, how you feel about the feedback we've gotten so far?
I feel great about it. I think there's really nothing crazy to say. I'm really fired up to talk about the Mega Evolution set. And there's definitely some interesting... What did you say?
I was going to say, when we were like conceptualizing making this podcast, there was a lot of trepidation between the two of us. I was kind of like pushing to just rebrand it and have it be something new, separate to Poke Guardian. And it was like, but in like with that, I was still a bit uncertain about whether it would take off if it was going to be something starting from zero. But I think everybody who's tuned in so far and listened to it has proven that wasn't the case. That's good. That's reassuring.
Yeah, I think the reception is very nice. And again, this was 5 years in the making, essentially, leading up to this podcast. And I think so far it's good. The chemistry, I think, is there. That is really an issue here. And yeah, I think let's just try on error at this stage, and we just continuously improve. And in 1 year time, we will laugh about some of the little things.
I think so too.
Yeah. It's, again, when I started in 2020 with Pokeca, and now TCG Tosh. Now he's moved on from Pokemon now to One Piece, and the first episode was like garbage. Sorry to say this. I had no knowledge of recording. I had like a blue snowball, from 2012 that I used for my old YouTube channel. Is garbage, but I learned a lot in that journey, right? And my English was terrible as well. Not that it wasn't bad, but not fluent enough, right? And still, you can hear it's not as fluent. But I've just learned so much the past 5 years, and now I'm able to record on my own essentially. And I'm grateful for all the help. Also, if you are listening, by any means, Tosh, thank you very much for helping me out all these years so far, and you as well, Julian. And
I didn't do anything.
Basically it.
I just rock up.
Yes.
Hey,
shall we?
One segment I loved that I did really enjoy from the Poke Guardian podcast that we haven't really done a whole lot of, but I reckon I'm going to do it off the rip now, was the pickups, like what you'd picked up recently.
Yes.
And actually, Just Jack left a comment and said that he'd enjoy to hear more about artists and ways to collect, which we'll talk about when we get to Mega Brave Mega Symphonia. But one thing he mentioned was a nice feature on Japanese obscure promo of the week or something, which kind of got my brain ticking. And while this isn't a card, I feel like this is something cool that's like worth showing off as maybe, something that could trigger a listener to collect in a different way. So I didn't actually show you this. I showed you something else, but I picked this up recently. Yeah, which isn't a Pokemon card, and it's not actually Pokemon related. Well, it's tangentially related to Pokemon. But this is a custom piece, or it's an original piece by Osare, Pokemon card artist who drew the Tatsugiri illustration rare that you guys would probably be familiar with. So this came in the mail today, which I'm really excited about, and I think is really cool. And just got me thinking, it's like, Pokemon can be kind of painful to collect to an extent these days, but this was a very easy way of I shouldn't say easy, but a friend sourced this for me, but this was a different way to sort of keep collecting and engaging with an artist that I like without having to rely purely on Pokemon. So it's an avenue.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's really awesome. And I believe Pokeca also is like selling a whole range of custom art. Tomokazu Kumiya, for example, is also like, not himself, but like an exposition museum, I believe, is selling his custom art right now.
Yeah, Galerie Joyana in France, Paris.
Yes. There you have it.
Joyana does a lot of like, I'm going to share that now because I've got one behind me. I have another Komiya piece from that exhibition. These are just some postcards from the piece, from the exhibition, but this is by Komiya.
Oh, I'm jealous.
But these are really cool. Well, hey, I've got another one, so I can send this to you. There you go.
You do have to do it, man.
No, dude, you're the Komiya guy.
That's awesome.
You're the Komiya collector. But yeah, it's just like, and that's like, honestly, those aren't difficult to get. You just kind of have to like be active and like keep an eye out for those kind of things. So Gallery Joyana. So see at the back here, if you guys are interested, right? Contact at Gallery Joyana. The number's there, the email's there,
Thank you.
If you get in touch with them on social media, like you can probably source that yourself because they do sell them after the exhibitions are over. So it's a different way to collect.
Yeah, definitely. And shows you what the artist can do without, kept potential. Full potential is out there just the way they want it to be, right? Their own vision, not Pokemon, their own vision. And that's also like interesting, but because what you see is always not the artist's intentions, and very difficult to explain to some people. But that's a nice, leap into the pocket stuff, because what you see is not always the artist. They can always give advice. They can freestyle a little bit, but it's not always their own full freestyle essentially commission. And definitely is important to show, because yes, can you fill us in a little bit more about the follow-up tweet that let me screen share that TCG Pocket Japan shared?
Yeah, pull it up. Jarvis, pull up the second response from the Japanese TCG Pocket account.
There
you got
you
up
go.
On the screen?
It is up on screen. You are the Japanese guy.
Excellent. So now I've been in a bit of a hole lately. I've been working on something in the background. You know this. I've been very absorbed in some work over the last 3 or 4 days. So I haven't actually seen whether or not the English account released this same statement translated officially yet.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, interesting. So this is a post that went up on Thursday night. Thursday would have been the 31st of July. That would have been maybe the 30th of July, depending on your time zone. But this went out a day after Pocket released. And it's a very similar statement to the initial one from Creatures, because this would have come from Creatures at the top, and then from Pokémon Company, not Pokémon Company International. But we can reasonably assume that this is coming from Creatures, right?
Definitely.
Not explicitly, but pretty comfortably. But basically, it was a second statement reiterating the first, saying that the mistake was on their side, was an internal side mistake that stemmed from them providing the incorrect reference materials to the artist, SIE NANAHARA, when they initially commissioned them. And then it followed up in very strong language for, I guess, an official Japanese statement, very adamantly insisting or requesting of fans to stop harassing the artist, because they had seen, hate speech and toxicity online being directed to the artist. And so that was, I don't want to say surprising. I guess the surprising part for me was just how strong the language was used, because it was more than just typical Japanese PR speak. Like, it was pretty strong for Japanese PR statement. If you read and speak Japanese, like, you probably agree with me. It's kind of hard to explain. Just trust me, bro, I guess, on that one. But it was interesting to see them go out to bat so hard and support SIE NANAHARA, because typically when like companies make mistakes, they don't really address them. Like, it's rare to see it addressed.
Yeah.
And then to see it addressed and then in the correct way, or like a positive way, is also like very refreshing. So it was cool to see this statement come from them. It was sad to see them have to provide that because of the harassment that was being directed at SIE NANAHARA, but just an interesting development, and I guess a lesson in reserving judgment and accusations and claims until the full story is out there.
Yeah, it's really, for some people, it was a really dangerous path. And not that some of these people care, right? Like we said in a previous episode, some of these people only care about traction, traffic, likes, and etc. Just the whole attention stuff. People are just, unfortunately, kicking off on that. And that's fine until it's not fine anymore, right? Then there are people's careers in on icy footing, right? And it's
like
really
they have to live with the consequences of this situation for the rest of their life.
Yes.
And if we kind of do like live in I feel like I said this exact statement last time, but we live in a society where you are judged on the first impression or the first assessment from the public. Like that becomes what you're known for. The first assessment. And if the first assessment is that you traced or that you plagiarized, it's really hard to undo that. Especially when, it sticks. That's right. Especially when people are very reluctant or don't have the care factor to come back and revisit a situation as it develops. You know, the people that saw those initial tweets and claims from people online, that might have been the only interaction they had with it. Like, oh, why is the ho removed? Looks it up. Oh, they plagiarized. Never thinks about it again.
Yeah, Nanahara.
Yeah.
That they will only remember that Nanahara is associated with tracing, and was also terrible. All those major websites will not likely have a follow-up. I don't have looked yet, but I'm pretty certain that a lot of these big sites will not have a follow-up on this statement, which is again super important. But most people don't care. You know, this is not drama anymore. This is, this is like, I wouldn't say this.
It's the flavor of the day. I would say it's the flavor of the day, you know? And that's what's sad is that for them and for people, and it's not everybody, but for a large majority, it's the flavor of the day. But like we said, you know, for SIE NANAHARA and for Lan Zhu as well, the artist that drew the original 2021 piece, they have to live with the fallout of the situation forever. And that sucks. You know, Lan Zhu's tweets are on private, so you can't actually see anything unless you're following them already or they approve you to follow. And that's because they were getting, I will say it's harassment. Like I had to look through the tweets and it's just harassment, like being asked or like being told like, oh, you should sue, or like, hey, they ripped you off and stuff. And just being reminded of a situation that like brings negative feelings is harassment. Like if you're not asking for it.
Yeah.
So like it sucks for them too. Like, cause like they're known as the artist that was stolen from. It's just, and like you said, because those artists lack, well, you didn't say this, but I'll say this. Those websites lack journalistic integrity. They don't follow up on those stories. Like they don't actually do sufficient research before going to print and making those claims. Like we said, it just sticks. There were two parts to this statement, and because if you're listening on Spotify or whatever and you can't actually see it on screen, it is just in Japanese. So there's no official translation. This is just I don't want to say like translation because I don't want to like commit to saying like, oh, I translated this official statement. This is my interpretation of the translation. I'm just going to keep it loose. But like I said, the first part of it, you know, is pretty standard PR speak, just talking about the situation and saying how they have further comment. The second part, then like I said earlier, is them just reiterating that they gave the incorrect reference material to the artist and like emphasizing that what they said in the initial statement was what happened. But then the second part of it was actually kind of funny because I feel like it was almost like a response to some of the claims that were being made online. Because the second part of the statement said that while there is like a traditional like defined process when commissions I guess commence with an illustrator for a project, there are some instances where they being creatures work closely with the illustrator in like the concept phase and they do things in a non-typical manner. And this was one of those instances where they actually give like clear direction beyond just here's the reference material. Please come up with some concept sketches for us to then review and then go through the rest of the process. So that was very interesting. And for me was like a trigger to be like, okay, because like I've been speaking to you about this, there's some work that I want to do in the background before I really flesh out how I feel about the situation, because I feel very strongly about this, not just from a Pokemon card fan POV or an artist fan POV, just from I just think this is a great example of a situation where mob mentality can like ruin a beautiful thing. And it's a great case study on how no follow-up has just terrible. it's just a terrible outcome for the people involved. So yeah, sucks. It sucks. This sucks, but I think the great thing, because like Pokemon aren't perfect, creatures aren't perfect. They do things that I don't like. You know that. You know, we talk about the games, like we talk about them for hours about how I feel about like the current state of the Pokemon video games. This is one of those rare moments where they did something really, like they did it right, and it should be used as an example, and like it should be applauded. It's weird because like they did the bare minimum, and like it feels weird to be like, oh, they should be applauded for doing the bare minimum, but like in this day and age, so many companies are not doing the bare minimum. Like they just should be applauded.
Yeah, it's definitely agree with that, and even where some companies just ditch the artist, you never know, right? Because of all the drama created surrounding that, and I'm quite satisfied that creatures published a statement. They were aware again of the online harassment that was happening, and some people still don't stop, and some people have deleted some of their tweets.
Yeah,
I'm not going to
but
name
the damage
names.
is already done.
Damage already done, and some people again, like we said, will never go back to this follow-up, and it's not even released in English, just the bare minimum, right? This Japanese tweet includes more statement than the other about more internal affairs with creatures and artists, and I think it's a shame that they didn't publish this in English.
Agreed.
That's the missed opportunity, but then again, the statement is already there. They follow up to really quickly after the whole drama, but I think we are pretty satisfied with this thing. We are not satisfied with the internet, unfortunately, but that's a different discussion, unfortunately. But
the only thing left here, I guess, is just
be careful
what card ends up coming. Oh and just
what card ends up coming. Yeah,
I think just careful what you say. Is like we'll never go back to that. Like we're so far beyond that. People are just chasing the moment now. It's annoying.
If only you had consequences of posting stuff online, like in real life, right? But there's no. You can delete your account and vanish from the internet and start all over again. Welcome to the internet. Fortunately,
it's easy. It's easy to say and do things when you have no consequences, and that seems to always be the same group of people saying and doing this kind of BS. So all we can do is just keep talking about it, keep whining. I've been called a whiner a lot the last couple of weeks because I talk about stuff like this, but that's all you can do is just keep talking about it. Otherwise, nothing will change.
What I think is this is more of a life lesson, which is really great, by the way. Before we move on, you can complain. Yes, that is fine. But if you do not have any ways to address this or solve that complaint, then you are a whiner. But in this case, there is a solution, and this is the statement. So if you are called a whiner, then the other people are just whining. That's my opinion.
Yeah, that's true. That's fire, bro.
That is my thing. There is an actual solution here, and it's over. If there wasn't any solution or anything like that, I can somewhat agree it's a little bit of whining. But no, this is actual. This is really not complain or whining anymore, and this is actual important talk. And this is the result of people whining themselves about stuff that there's no solution to at the time, or any facts or evidence, and then it's whining. Personally,
it's dying on the wrong hill. They should be punished. They should be punished for making an ass out of themselves. We'll see.
Right.
Like I said, the only thing left from here is what does the final ho end up looking like? I was thinking about this the other day. I really hope SIE NANAHARA illustrates it but I'm not holding my breath. I can imagine they're probably under some level of distress at the moment, so maybe they go with another artist just in this instance. But I think the cool thing about this statement is I don't feel like this will be the last we see of SIE NANAHARA, which is a great thing. And it may even pave the way for Lan Zhuzhu to get a commission in the future because, you know, creatures, it feels like at the start of every year or every 2 years, they're bringing in like a new wave of artists to work with. So it could be on their radar now.
Does Lan Zhuzhu live in Japan or not? Because that is a major factor of commissioning stuff.
I'm not sure where they live, but I have a feeling that they live in China, not Japan.
Who knows? Maybe TPC Shanghai, you know, may call out, maybe do one-off promo. Who knows?
Well, the borders have definitely been broken down with Pokemon these days, so you never know.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. Let's move on to Mega Evolution.
Yeah, let's jump into it. This is what everyone's been waiting for, so...
And let's screen share.
Let's go. Well, yeah, screen share. I guess off the bat, first thing I'll say is there are some great cards in this set. I feel like every card is pretty damn solid. There are some standouts. My biggest gripe, now that we've seen the full set list, is that you still have some cards that don't thematically fit with the rest of the set.
Yeah.
And feel a bit out of place as art rares, and that's a bit disappointing, but that is my one step backwards comment for this set. But apart from that, everything else seemed pretty solid. What do you reckon, Zah? How are you feeling about it now that we've seen it all?
For a, I want to say mid-year change-up team, it's a nice set. Like you said.
Which is kind of weird, because like we don't usually get something like this in the middle of the year.
No, this is actually... most of this stuff really comes like until November, December, or January even, right? Like Starbirth, etc. This is really just middle of summer, and this is basically what October, November should have been. But we are now in the middle of summer in August, and to be fair, I would have again preferred more trainer Pokemon. And or another whatever team up trainer set, but this for a first, I want to say small base set-ish set to kick it all off, the Mega Evolution is fine. I don't think again the Lily and the Acerola could have been left out and to be replaced with more fitting character.
Well, I think they did a really good job with the Mega Pokemon. So I can't really complain with the Mega Pokemon in this set. Yeah. And I like that they shrunk the amount of supporters in the set as well, getting SRs. Because I just felt like they were out of control with Gloria Team Rocket. There was actually almost borderline made me angry how many full art trainers there were in that set for no good reason. Like, there's way too many. Given nobody's SRs, dude. It was crazy.
The thing is, I don't dislike the amount of SRs, but I dislike some of the SR illustrations. Right? They don't just feel special or evil enough. Like I said in the episode 1, I believe, these look cute. That's the Glove Team Rocket set. And no, I don't want them to be cute. I want the big
evil.
I want shadow on the face, the big contrast, the big grin, right? The mischievous faces. But this just looks so cute. Look at the Giovanni SCR. I mean, art-wise, it's fantastic. But yeah, this is like Giovanni, like a schoolboy Giovanni that has been, misbehaving on a schoolyard. not like this evil master plan executing. No, that's the whole thing I got. But yeah, I definitely get where you're coming from in terms of the amounts of SR cards, supporter SR cards. So definitely nice to see supporter cards. But do you want the item or trainer cards, the SR cards? Because it's the first set. We are not seeing gold UR trainers anymore. But
I'm fine with that.
Okay, you're
Totally
fine,
fine
with
with
that.
that.
Sure.
Yeah. That means everybody else needs to be fine with it. I have decided for everybody, as an executive decision, we don't need gold item cards. We don't need. We either need gold item cards or we need what we've got now, which is where you get just like an SR, like a full art item card. One or the other. I actually really like the structure they've gone with here, where you are guaranteed one every box plus another SR.
Yeah.
So moving to 2 SRs per box is like, thank you.
One step forward.
Yes, another step forward is a great change because you know why? The customer gets a better deal, and that's really good. It's always a really good day when the customer gets a better deal.
Yeah, definitely a good thing. Should they move on to 4 or 5 arch rares in one box?
Yes, but I don't hate him for not doing that. You know, actually, Pokemon Steve made a really great point the other day that's just stuck in my mind. It like blew my mind. When you think about it, art rares are actually rare. Like, they're actually rare when you think about it.
How so?
But they're so cheap because you only get 3 out of a box.
Out of 12 or 15, something like that.
So you only get 3 per box, but how many like EX cards do you get in a box? Like 4 or 5.
5-ish?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So art rares are actually rare. Like that, when you actually think about it, 1 in 10 packs gets an art rare.
Yeah,
No,
you're not guaranteed the one you want.
That's right. And then when you actually think about it even further, back in the day, 30 years ago, a Japanese booster pack was a holo per pack. So holos, like old back Japanese holos, are more common than art rares when you think about it.
And for the most part, they've stayed very cheap. I believe still some of those cards are very affordable today even.
I think this is crazy. And so I'm going to be at an event in Sydney in a few weeks. So I'm going to be running like a social experiment. I haven't worked out what I want to do with this, but I did buy actually, you know what I like about this podcast? I can just say what I want. This is really good. I also like kind of like, excuse me, I'm kind of like conscious about bringing the people that like have issues with me to you and making it your problem. But like, I think the fact that you're here doing this with me and we've been doing this for so long means you're okay with that. I hope.
The thing is, now talking about me, I am in a position that I feel rarely affected by comments. I'm aware.
Okay.
I'm aware.
Okay.
But I'm like, at some point, the master of ignoring people. And sometimes it's good, sometimes it is good, right? And that is just the experience of my own jobs, etc., online presence. I'm running Poke Garden, of course, which sometimes you really have to just suck it up and ignore some of the comments that trying to hurt you. And sometimes I feel like I have to reply for important context. But yeah, I don't care. If people want to hate, go ahead. I have a high tolerance.
Well, this might prick some people's ears up, but I did just spend a lot of money on about 350 art rares today, which felt like a lot. But in comparison to like someone like Steve, is not a whole lot. Steve's my goat. Love that guy. But I bought a bunch. Pokemon Steven from Australia.
Okay, does he have any YouTube channel or just offline?
Yeah. Why you don't know Pokemon Steven? I'll link it to you.
For the first time listeners, I want some context. Who is Pokemon Steven?
Okay. Pokemon Steven is an Australian Pokemon card reseller. So he sells cards. So he imports them from Japan, or he goes to Japan and buys them, sells them around the world through his store, right? Gets free advertising. Look at this. Amazing for Steven, right? Steven, like, the interesting thing about Steven, and I've gotten in trouble for like defending what he does in the past, but the thing with Steven is that he's really just selling his collection. He just likes to collect everything. And so that's where Steve's a bit different, but he does also like bridge, I guess, the gap with English or people that are overseas trying to collect Japanese Pokemon as well. And the thing I like about Steven is that he prices his I was about to say swear, he prices his cards rationally and fairly in the context to how much they cost in Japan. But yeah, so I'm doing this event. I'm going to be at this event with Steven in a few weeks in Australia. And you can check him out, Pokemon Steven on YouTube if you search that up. But yeah, I bought a bunch of art rares and I was looking through Mega Brave, Mega Symphonia art rares and I picked up a few because they just look so good. And when you think about them, they're actually low-key rare, but they were so cheap. They were like 250 yen per. And this is like on release for this set. This is like, that's what surprised me. This is like 2 or 3 days after release. I bought these this morning. It's like, what's going on? So I love the art rares. I guess that's led me here to say that I love the art res in this set, but I just feel like some of them are kind of like out of place, you know?
Yes.
We've seen the Bulbasaur and the Ivysaur because we saw the Mega Venusaur, but we've seen that art line there by Marshu. Those are all beautiful. I really like them. I know some people don't really like them online, but I'm all for this style.
Floral, very floral. What the only thing I can say is that the black background is a little bit lacking. That's the only point of criticism, but that's not the issue of Marshu. It's the issue of the commissioner creatures. They wanted it this way. Yeah, and I definitely think it could have been elevated with a nice foresty background. That's my opinion on it. Otherwise, it looks fantastic.
Yeah, I see it. I understand. I get where you're coming from.
Or maybe
there was
maybe a little bit more.
There's actually this card. There's this card here. I don't have the card on me right now. It's somewhere in a deck box, but I can just show you this, which is a great example of a card that has a dark forest in the background, but it just looks a little bit better. They could have done something like this.
Yeah, definitely that. Correct.
And it you know what? Actually, these two have a lot more in common than you think at first glance. Like they have the same kind of vibe.
Just for the listeners of Line,
true.
This is the CP3 Tomokazu Komiya Celebi. That's also part in, was it Generations? No, it was Generations, right? No, it was released in a special box, but. Again, it's Celebi by Tomokazu Komiya, and this looks very similar. Yes, yeah. But and a nice card overall, and it's
I
connecting.
Like these. These aren't 300 yen, but they're about 1,000 at the moment.
Which is still for personally, right? A Bulbasaur card, ridiculously cheap. Considering you have to rip a box of. It was like 8 to 12,000 yen on the market to get it. Yeah,
and there's 13 art rares in 13 art rares. There's 13 art rares in Mega Brave, and then there are 12 art rares in Mega Symphonia, which seems really weird. To do that, but okay,
it's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
But yeah.
Look, I like the Ivysaur, but I like the Bulbasaur better.
Yeah.
The Executor's cool. This is an interesting card to see in this set. Kind of an example of like is it like low-key kind of out of place? Like some of the Pokemon in this set, it's just like, why is this Pokemon in this set? You know what I mean?
Yeah. This is the whole thing. And again, I'm not here to complain about these art rares because individually these are fantastic. But this doesn't resonate with me. This is Mega Evolution, right? I would have definitely preferred like, hey, some Lucario or whatever is finding a Mega Stone or something like that, right? Or a trainer is trying to Mega Evolve it. Something like I would have preferred, right? Or
rather than just like Executor there. You know, it's not a bad illustration by any means. It's just creatively like. The creative direction kind of just feels a bit uninspired. Yeah.
Do you remember that Eevee from the common card from Eevee Heroes that's looking up in the sky and sees the Rayquaza?
Yeah.
Why is not that happening?
something like that. That has, and that was interesting because it kind of led into Blue Sky Stream, which was the set that came out after it with Skyscraper Perfection, and it fits well with Evolving Skies. Those being kind of fused, or basically being fused together.
Yeah,
I know what you mean. Look, the thing is, like, it's weird because like whenever you criticize a card, it's like, oh, you're like dissing the artist. Yukihiro Tada, they have drawn a few cards and they have done it well with the kind of style or the direction that you were talking about. They drew the Team Rocket's Wheezing, and like that has some kind of extra like creative energy in it beyond just Portrait of Executor. So
yeah,
same for the Vulpix. You just flicked it on the screen as well. It's just like, what's going on? It's just there.
This could have been in EV Heroes with the Flareon, for example, just throwing it out there, or in any other set, but there's no connection. And this is the issue with what I have with Archres personally, and I will still likely buy this. This is
no, like, because it's not a bad card. Like, it's not a bad. It's a fantastic illustration. Like, it looks great. It's just it could be better.
Yeah.
And it doesn't take a lot to change it. It just, this criticism that we have sounds like nitpicking, but like the alternative is we just sit here and go, yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah, it's beautiful.
In 10 or 5 years, when this is all over, that this is not the flavor of the month anymore, I want to look back. Hey, this is Mega Evolution. What was the set all about, honestly? And hey, this when I talk about just Steam Siege, yes, nobody want to remember Steam Siege, but I do right now. Okay, so Steam Siege, it was about Volcanion, its own Volcanion set, and we have some cool stuff, and the gold card included Volcanion vibing with all the characters, and I look back, oh yeah, this is a great team. You see, was it Chimchar running with like a gear in his mouth? How cool is that? You know, there's actual theming going on, and here it is just no, there is no connection to these Mega Evolution Pokemon, and it's just disconnected. I think that's the word that I was looking for, is disconnected. And
yeah, like when you actually look at Mega Brave, and sorry to cut you off, but like,
no problem.
So rude when I cut someone. When you cut someone off in a podcast, am I cutting you off?
Go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, like, when you after I've cut you off, when you look at the 15 art rares, or the 11, sorry, I should say, it is 11 in Brave and Symphonia. No, it's 11. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, it's 12. Sorry, it's 12 each, so I got that wrong. But when you look at the 12 art rares in Mega Brave, it's literally just Bulbasaur and Ivysaur and Riolu that thematically fit as art rares with the rest of the set.
Right.
The others are just like, why is there a Spiritomb art rare? Why is there a Garganacl? Like, what? Why is there a Garganacl? Like, why?
I have no idea. I don't know. You ask me.
Is there even?
Yeah.
Is there even a Nacli? Nacli is in this. There's a Nacli and a Knackle stack, but there's no Garganacl. There's Garganacl, but there's no. Sorry, there is a Nacli and a Knackle stack, and Garganacl have common, uncommon, but then there's just Garganacl art rare. Why?
Yeah.
Shroodle. Why?
I believe before that there was like a Nacli or something like that, Archer of it before, and that's the whole thing, right? I believe some Pokemon have like 3 or 4 arch rares now in this generation.
Yeah.
Why?
Steelix has 2. Well, Steelix had. This is a new generation now. Steelix has 1 in each now.
Yeah.
I think this Steelix is dope. I like it. No, not like of them on the screen. Like, here's an exercise. Shoot off the hip. Your favorites. You shoot first. Your favorites of Mega Brave.
My favorites. Let's see. I like this one by Minami Take. The Sparrow, yeah. Why? I mean, look at this, just in its own element. There's great value there. You have 5 even Spearows, and there's this Spearow just looking forward. Maybe this is like the leader of the bunch,
Mm.
looking out for them because they are off guard right now. And yeah, it's cool. It's cool. I definitely like it. Move forward. I like the Marshadow.
Yeah, Marshadow is cool.
Because of the Pikachu as well. You have, and this is actually the second Marshadow by Zero Sani Ichi-san.
That is interesting.
Yes, did I pronounce correctly? Zero Sani Ichi-san. That's how it's pronounced, but 0313, that's the artist. But the Marshadow that the artist did before with also a Pikachu on there as a regular card. And now many years later.
That is a cool throwback.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
There we go. Let me pull up the
screen. Just looked that up.
Yes.
That's cool. So like, because that was the thing. It's like we're talking about like, oh, like the card should have like thematic ties to like maybe to like previous sets. And then as you were saying it, I'm like, oh, but like then maybe like like the whole image of like the set together then gets messy. It's like, why is this set randomly referencing Eevee Heroes, or like why is this set randomly referencing another set? But it's literally referencing another set from years ago. It's literally referencing Cosmic Eclipse. Why is it doing that? That makes no sense, but it's cool. They should do that with every card. If they're not gonna like, if they're not gonna tie them to the megas and have that make sense, then they should be like linking in some way to some other set to make you go like, wow, that's actually like really interesting.
Yeah, I totally agree. And this is why I really like it as well. But also, again, because of the Pikachu on there, it's basically, again, great value. You have 2 Pokemon in one. If you're a Pikachu collector, you can definitely throw this in your Pikachu collection. And if you're a Marshadow collector, I don't see many Marshadow collectors out there, but there you go. Or if you're like this 0313, a collector, there you go. You would be absolutely fantastically happy. If I was collecting this artist and I see many years later a follow-up in the Archer form, I would be like cheering on. Oh yes, get in, let's do this, man. I would be so stoked. And this is for 500 yen. Definitely order this day one. That's great value out there. And that really is it for me for Mega Brave. 2 Archers that I picked. Nothing more.
So odd, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like I love the Bulbasaur and the Ivysaur. I've said that.
Yeah.
I think the Riolu is great because it ties into the Mega Lucario, so that's good.
Yeah.
Like, that's good. It makes sense. It works. It's a vibrant, bright card. Riolu's up there. They're like keeping watch. They're up there looking over the watchtower, you know? They're on patrol. It's cool. It has like scale to it. Great stuff. They're fantastic. Love it from Gosan. And it ties into Mega Lucario then. It makes sense. But then after that, like, I like the Steelix because I just think it feels like Steelix. Like, I'm in the cave, I'm in a chasm somewhere. Steelix is about to just end my life. Like, I'm in trouble. Yes. It looks scary. Like, that is a scary setting. I like the Steelix for that reason. But then the rest of them just...
Sorry to cut you off, by the way.
Tonji Matsuno.
Tonji Matsuno, this is like the one that, I believe, the Kamen Rider artist that does a lot of illustrations for Kamen Rider.
Because they did the Iron Thorns. Yeah.
Digimon card game as well. So this person here, this man, is in his element. This steel and this kinds of... This is his style out there. And that is really cool, personally. And I really like it. I really like the conversation as well. You see the full length of Steelix and into perspective, right? And that's also difficult to do. And you can see, hey, they take full advantage of the vertical archware style here. And this is what archwares are made for. Yeah.
Both Steelix art rares do that very well.
Yeah. Yes.
This is Steelix's 3rd art rare / illustration rare. That's crazy. Steelix had got 3?
The first one was Cosmic Eclipse, right? With what's she called again? Jasmine.
Ends with Een. Just Jasmine.
And then Jasmine. And the other one was, man, that set, what's it called again?
Paradox Rift.
Was it?
Paradox Rift, yeah.
at least year 1 or 2, no problem. But yeah, this is a third indeed, and yeah, it looks cool. Again, I'm a bit biased, Gen 2, right? Big fan of Gen 2. But yeah, cool artist, by the way, and this is nice.
I guess the other step forward then with Mega Brave was the full art Pokemon, the SRs, and I'm just so glad that they fucking did something, and like they just did something. They made a move. They made a decision. They look so much better. Like they look like significantly better. All of them.
Yeah.
Like the Venusaur borderline looks like fits the theme of the art rare and the SAR, which is like crazy. I'm surprised like they went with that kind of tone, because you run the risk of them kind of like confusing the audience or the customer.
Yeah.
But I love it.
And what's really important is that they have glitter now. The SAR glitter is on the SR cards additionally, which was not the case before. So you have a small, you have something special, more special than your average SR card. That is quite cool.
It doesn't feel like a slap in the face anymore. Like the yellow/gold outline around all of these has done so much to just make them feel like they're coming out of the card. Like they feel special. Like they feel important now. They don't feel like an afterthought.
Yeah, they did. These are really cool. And I wouldn't be mad throwing these in my own deck. And these would look cool in your deck.
Yes.
A play set of these.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, look at this.
I think
it looks powerful.
I think of the five, I think I don't know what it is. I really like the Mega Mobile. I don't know what it is. I just like it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just like the purple and the pink. It just works for me. But like, if that was like Mega Mobile in like the style of previous SR full arts, I'd be so pissed. I'd be mad.
Correct.
I'd vomit on the spot. Now I'm not gonna vomit.
But only thing I dislike is again the ghost on the background. It's a little bit less awkward than the trainers Pokemon SRs, right? With the ghost trainers in the back. I think it works with the Lucario, right? Because it's like popping out from its shell, it seems, and the stance is powerful. But with some Pokemon, like camera up here, it just doesn't work. Sorry.
Some work better than others. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Some Pokemon.
The Lucario and the Venusaur slap. Mawile probably after that.
Yeah.
Tie between the Mawile and the Absol. The camera up is like whatever.
Yeah, the Mawile,
Massive
you don't see the shadow much, so that works. It's covering up a little bit. And Mawile is a small Pokemon on its own. Yeah, I agree. Shall I continue with... shall we stick with Mega Brave? Wait.
Yeah. I mean, like, again, there are only 2 trainer cards in trainer supporter cards in each set. So you got Lieutenant Surge, which is just, again, it's just a full art supporter. It's not moving the needle for me. It fits the tone and theme of previous full art trainers. So it's like, whatever.
And this is the first ever Lieutenant Surge full art card. And I'm in some way happy, but in some way again still a little bit annoyed. It took like 6-7 years for creatures to make a Lieutenant Surge full art, while they have many opportunities to give him a full art card before. And
like Hidden Fates,
for example, or Tag All-Stars, etc. Plenty of opportunities, they didn't do it. And there were many trainers that already had one and got a second one.
Or 2. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only issue I had. But it is definitely nice. Again, not that I am, ungrateful, but there's something about, like, again, the Sun and Moon X and Y era that just is different. Different era, different materials, different talent used, which gives a different vibe. This is now 2025, different era, right? Different materials, brushes, etc. That's the only thing I have, right? I would have preferred to see also the Lieutenant Surge in Sun and Moon era. That's my opinion. Style.
I guess my only criticism of this card, well, my main criticism of this card is that the Lily SR next to it is like, it's such a well done supporter card in that it tricks you into thinking that it's actually the SAR. So it deviates from the standard, like, or the expectation of what an SR supporter card is supposed to look like, and sort of meshes the two together. And I feel like Surge's SR could have borrowed more from that style and tried to like do that a little bit more, because I just do think that Lily's by Atsushi Furusawa is just a better looking standard SR supporter card. For me, the Surge is just a little bit too plain, and so it doesn't really like move the needle for me.
What is it doing? This is a lieutenant, right? Could have been drilling or giving some lessons to some other, something like that, military related. But this is just, hey bro, what you want?
Like, they could have been like yelling, like they could have been like sending out an order, and it could have been like them, something like that, or like
look at
in the midst of battle.
Sorry to interrupt you again, but look at the Judge SR card from 1-2 sets ago.
Yeah.
The best Judge card I've seen so far, right? With the shades, the muscular tone, and that Judge is probably like more. Is that an original character or in the games of Scott and White? Anyhow, look at it, and this is a Lieutenant Surge. Could have been crazy. No, it's raising up its hands. Yeah, come on. Yeah, it's lacking. And do we want to talk about the SCR?
I love the SAR. It is by Osade, so I mean, I'm biased because
if I am honest,
I think the artist work is great. Yeah,
I think the artist work's absolutely great, but I don't like the commission.
Yeah, I've seen a few people say that they think the commission's arse. I don't know. It fits Osade for me, so I like it. It's not blowing my mind, but it's like Lieutenant Surge it's Osade's rendition of Lieutenant Surge, so I like it. I'm guessing I'm biased in that respect.
In that sense, cool. I would have preferred another artist for this card, and again, he's now working out, which is again cool, but maybe like a hyper realistic, like like Rent or the one that did Dendra. Was that again the artist? Something like that would have been very cool. But this is again like it's somewhat cute, and that.
So okay, I think that there are some certain artists that should be reserved for specific commissions.
Yeah,
and I don't think Osade's style lends to trainer Pokemon.
No, it's Pokemon, just Pokemon, not trainers. Yeah,
correct. But something like an extra card, like another variant, like Clive from Shiny Treasure.
Yeah,
like that works. Like if Osade had done like a third variant of Surge in a set like that comes at like an end of year set, and there's like a variant of them there. I think that probably just works a little bit better. So that, like you said, Lieutenant Surge, it's been 8 years since full art trainers have been around.
Yeah.
It's taken this long for them to finally get one. The SR full art kind of looks just a bit too ordinary. And then the SAR is like too much of a...
Get card.
Yeah, it's too much of a deviation from what you kind of expect to see for SARs. So like, yeah, I feel you. I see it. I'm like, for me, I'm just like, I like it because it's Osade, but I can see why people don't, and I get it. And I think it's fair. It's fair criticism.
This is a fun card. Definitely a fun card. But this man is, I believe this person is quite serious in the video games.
Yeah.
So I want Lieutenant Surge to be reflected, to be like this crazy Lieutenant Surge, drilling Raichu or whatever, tackling and destroying all those Pokemon. Like, hey, don't mess with me. And here's just, there's like mischievous smile like he's a kid, and I don't like that. Osada is definitely better to see like, hey, the Tatsukiri card, for example, that absolutely works. That's fantastic. This just doesn't hit it for me. And
yeah,
I think the price reflects
like
as well.
yeah, like it's one of the cheapest hits from the set. Whereas like the Lily is, I mean, as far as SAR trainers go, like it fits the theme. It's just like an elevated version of the trainer supporter.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't like the card's not blowing. It's not blowing my mind. Like it's just like,
yeah,
it's just Lily. It's not blowing my mind. You know what I mean?
But I would have been.
It's like another cool variant.
It's a cool variant, but I would have been happy with the regular SR. Honestly,
would have been enough. Yeah, it would have been enough.
But there you have this, indeed. And
I'm not a Lily fan, so like,
as a Lily fan myself, it's cool. I definitely think there are better Lily cards out there.
Clefairy's better, man. The Clefairy's better.
Definitely, and this is the not the Ultra Lily, right? This is just the first. This is like, I think this is like, hey, this is when you encounter Lily, all scared. Cosmog is still in the back. This frightened Lily is on that card, and yeah, art-wise looks fantastic. You can see the expression, yeah. But is this my ever favorite? No. But it works.
It works. It's just, it's whatever.
Yeah.
But it's the chase. It's about 67,000 yen at the moment. So for Japan reasons, and we'll leave it at that. I mean, we'll circle back to that in a second. But then you got Mega Symphonia, and I just skipped ahead a little bit. No. Oh, wait. Yeah.
Wait.
Sorry. Well, we'll talk about this last. Hang on. Go to the Lucario. We've seen the golds now. No, we'll come back. Sorry, I know.
This one.
I was actually trying to steer us to make the Absol last. I skipped too far ahead.
Which one?
We've got these golds now as well. Yeah, this one, the MUR. Look, they're probably one of the better gold cards, like styles of gold cards we've gotten. I want to say since Sun and Moon, GX Tag Team All Stars. Those were great. I guess these will make sense when, like, we have a bunch of gold MURs, like, and they all fit this style because the Gardevoir looks the same. It's got the same style, so
yeah,
I think these could look good on a page.
So what these are, to give context, these are in the video game when they are mega evolving. This is like the first thing you see when they have been mega evolved, like their roar, right? And this is literally what you see depicted on the gold card. It's again 1-to-1 to the video game. To give you more information, how rare are these? There's like a Japanese YouTuber called Carton Knight. He opened 120 boxes of each set, so 124 Mega Brave, and I believe he pulled 2 Mega MUR Lucario EX. I wish you good luck. And Max Symphonia, he pulled out of 120 boxes, again 10 cases, 3 Gardevoir and gold cards. So that's like 1 gold card and 48 boxes. I wish you good luck.
Yeah. It's like God pack levels of rare, basically, but for 1 card.
And my biggest fear is that they are going to do is with SAR style cards in the future.
Yeah. I think it's fine having a rare chase card like that. It doesn't change anything for me. I guess for me, I'm not like, I don't love these. Like, I don't really care.
Yeah, but when you care, want to go, that's my biggest fear. Sorry to interrupt you again. My biggest fear is that at some point they will do an SAR card like the Lily or the Lucario special art rare in this kind of rarity.
As long as I have the SAR variant next to it, I don't care. If they take away SARs and I'm left with this, then I'm annoyed.
Yeah.
Because I lose SARs, which look better. I think they look better. You could do it. If you want to put like an ultra rare card in the set that's like really hard to get, I don't care.
Yeah.
Just, it's not changing the price of the box, really, shifting the needle that much, like the resale price, because it is around 9,000 to 11,000 yen in Japan, which is what black and white rat. And when you think about it, it is only double MSRP, and it could be way worse. It's been worse in 23 or in 2022 and 23, the resale price. It's not great that you can't find it at retail, but considering that these are supposed to be driving people crazy, could be worse.
Can you wait? What kind of people would go crazy for this?
Just pure gambling. People that are just purely gambling.
Okay, so those kind of people would chase after this. Because
I think so.
There are gold collectors out there. Again, I respect that. But other than that, I think this is targeted not because of the enjoyers of personally, right? This is maybe a controversial statement. I don't think many people are going to... They want to just have this for the sake of being rare.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's also perfectly fine. I respect that. But this is not about the art. I don't think people like the artwork of this. That's my opinion. I think they like maybe the card looks, but is it justifiable? Yeah, if you are, but honestly, this is how Creatures does. Very smart. They are targeting different audiences.
Oh, yeah.
This is the high luxury people, collectors, right? And then you have again the regular SARs.
Yeah.
Which is not regular to me, but...
But that's what I mean. Like, I don't care because I have no desire to get this card. Its existence doesn't make it harder for me to get the SARs. They didn't reduce the hit rates. If anything, well, they made them better objectively by you getting at least 2 SRs per box, an item and something else. Yeah. They narrowed down the amount of junk, like filler cards in the set. So you only have like the 5 EX full art megas, and then you've got 3 SARs. Like, it's fine for me as long as, because what it'll mean is that like people that are chasing or like looking for one card that holds up and props the set up as like the chase card from the set, it's no longer the SAR, it's this gold card. So now, and we're seeing this in real time with the prices. The prices of the SARs as singles just drop because the Mega Absol, which is like, you could argue one of the best cards from the set, between the two, it's not the chase. The gold is. And so the Mega Absol is just like an afterthought for essentially gamblers, which means if you just want to get the card, it's like 3,000 yen right now, which is crazy.
Let's talk about this card more because this is my personal favorite pick of both sets. Yeah, number 1 for me. Why? This is an Arita piece. Again, not every Arita piece is good, right? If I'm brutally honest. But this is special. And why? Do you know the Dark Marowak of Team Rocket Returns?
Yeah.
It is literally the same building.
It's like the same corner.
Same corner, same structure, same vibe essentially. And the same goes for the Noivern V.
The Noivern, yeah.
I believe this is the same setting. And that is so awesome. It's basically a throwback to the old set. Team Rocket Returns, and here you have Mega Absol EX, again vibing. The shading's absolutely fantastic. So like again, a Marvel / Batman movie. Not that I'm a big fan of it, but it's just amazing, and it's criminally crazy that this card I bought it at 5,000 yen. It was 8,000 yen at day 0, and now it's like you said below 3,500 yen. Excuse me. I feel like this is borderline disrespectful to the artist, and not that I am complaining, of course, but this shows you that some people just they don't follow their own taste. And why is this 3,500 yen when others are 10,000 yen? I have no idea.
It's funny because some people will argue and say like, oh, rarity isn't defined by how scarce the card actually is and whether it's hard to actually get. It's, what's perceived as like valuable and rare amongst the collecting space is how much people want it.
Yeah.
Whereas, which is at odds with this MUR being the price it is because it is so difficult to get, not because it objectively looks cool. Like I think objectively it doesn't look as cool as the Absol. I know that art is subjective, but like,
sorry, but
Zach, you can't put the MUR next to the Absol and tell me that the MUR Lucario looks better. Like you just can't. Sorry.
This is done by creatures themselves. There's 5-band graphics. If you didn't know, 5-band graphics is in-house studio of creatures. The 5-band is a reference to their former office, which is called 5-band, etc. Just to be clear, this is full 3D. And how pretty the card looks, right? The texturing and foiling, it is not the same as a full commission by an artist. And I think objectively it looks better because you have someone hand-drawn with a lot of skill. This man is like 40 years active right now in this space. Yeah, I think that card looks way better, in my opinion, because he applied much more techniques, shading and everything out there, composition, etc. I don't compare these as equal, personally, right? But then you have this, and why is this 3,500 yen? Do people hate Absol? I think Absol has a decent following in the Pokemon space.
I mean, you could probably pop Card Rush up on the screen. You can see what the disparity between the prices in this set of the cards.
Yeah.
And some of the cards from Symphonia do bleed into this, but we'll get to those in a sec.
Yeah.
But like, it's wild. I'm going to pop them up on my screen just so I can see it a bit better.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even the Latias, which we'll get to when we speak about Symphonia, like the Latias is just, I've seen that come down from like 13,000 yen.
This is condition B. This is a little bit, this one is mint.
8,000 yen mint.
And
that's an Akira Egawa illustration. That's a banger.
And let me pull it here. Where is it?
And it's a pretty popular Pokemon as well. Like, it's not like it's camera upped by Akira Egawa. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm fine with these prices. This is how it should be, personally, for all these cards. And not 50,000 yen, right?
Yeah.
And at some, I'm happy that this exists because, okay, we are now finally seeing some breathability. Okay, I don't have to think twice to buy. Yeah, and that's it. I'm happy. But why is that MUR 75,000 yen? And
3,200 from the Absol's awesome, dude. That's mad.
How many Absols can you buy from that for that one MUR card? Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, you can buy the whole SIR set, right? And we have spare change as well, and have the best. That's what I mean.
Yeah, if I pulled the gold MUR, I'd sell it just to master set the rest of the cards. I'd just move on. It's a no-brainer.
It's crazy.
Wild.
Shall we move on to...
Mega Symphonia. I mean, I just like quickly jumped ahead and like of the art rares, this is probably worse than Mega Braves in that they just don't make any sense. Like, I'm not seeing it unless I'm stupid. Like, they look, I mean, like, again, it's the same way I feel about the Steelix. I feel that way about Shuckle. I think the Leo is really cute. The Ligton, the Inteleon by Ligton is great.
Yeah.
We've seen the Alakazam by Ayakusabe. Like, the Delibirds beautiful too.
This feels more like a Gen 2/3 and by set. Honestly, yeah.
And it's just they're just weird, like combination of art rares that just don't make sense.
And
it's just odd.
I know that
Corwitzer, like what?
There's everything in there. This feels like more of a Generation 6, like the X and Y generation era set, right? Because you see plenty of Sun and Moon, Gen 2, Gen 3, like, again, you have Omega Ruby, our Sapphire, right? The Mega Evolution. So it feels more like a Kalos. No, not even Kalos. Alola / Hoenn, and a little bit of Johto mixed in. But I don't feel that like this is a Kalos inspired set. And that's what I mean, is the whole disconnect. Yeah. I want, if I think about Mega Evolution, okay, there's Omega Ruby and Sapphire, so a bit of Hoenn in there. But then you have the Kalos kind of side, right? And it's not existing. So let's just 1 second, yeah. How many? You have Venusaur, which is X and Y / Gen 1, Gen 3, Gen 4, Gen 3, Gen 3. So you have the majority is basically Gen 3, Hoenn. Abomasnow, I believe, was Abomasnow Gen 3? Gen 4, right?
Gen 4.
Gen 4, Gen 3 or 3, Gen 3, Gen 3, Gen 1.
Weird.
There you go. Sorry, let's continue. We've drifted off. This one, personally, I like.
It's just odd.
This is odd. Also Gen 3, of course, I believe. But this one
Yeah.
connects with the Shedinia. There's a connecting artwork by Tetsukayama, which honestly does have really distinctive, cool style, but it connects. So that is awesome. I didn't buy it yet. I may eventually do that because it's connecting art.
No, there you go. I didn't know that.
There you go.
Interesting.
One of my favorites from the set. It's very difficult, actually. I like this composition, but this, no, I don't think I have actually bought any Mega Symphonia art dress. I only picked out the Mega Brave cards, and
I grabbed Shuckle, Litleo, Delibird, and Stuffle.
Yeah.
Alakazam, it'll come down. Inteleon, it'll come down.
Wait,
Yeah.
I picked this one up because it was disrespectful, like 380 yen. I mean, come on. Even
That's a
if
pretty
you
good price for 380 yen.
even if you don't,
380 yen.
even if you don't like this, right? Even if you don't like Alakazam, why would you not pick this up? Because this app, for once, makes for great trade material.
Yeah.
Like the best kind of trade material.
Ayakusabe, man. Ayakusabe art rare.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, there's plenty of Alakazam fans that just would say, "Wow, this is amazing. Let's trade for it." And you have the best trade ever, likely at Pokemon League or any other event. But moving on, yeah, that's basically it. I don't have any favorites. The favorites are in Mega Brave.
Like again, Manectric, Abomasnow, Manectric, Abomasnow. Just gonna say that right. Say it a few times. The God of War, the Latias, Kangaskhan. Significant improvement for SR Full Art Pokemon.
Yeah.
We've got another Buddy Poffin and a rare candy now. And then a Mega Symbol, Mega Stone, Mega Symbol, Mega Symbol.
Yeah.
Mega Signal.
There you have teaming.
Mega Signal, sorry.
At least it's Mega Teams.
And then I guess it makes sense, but then like randomly Acerola. But I mean, we spoke about this when the set got revealed, I think. It's just random. Wally, random. The stadium's cool.
So
Mystery Garden.
I'm going too fast, sorry. But yeah,
I'm going too fast because like I'm not like I'm not like crazy about all these. Mystery Garden looks cool because the Ralts is cute. I think that's cool. I think it's a cool stadium. It's cool. It's a subtle Ralts card.
The thing is, I would have liked to have Stadium SAR cards at some point in a special set, like high class pack set. That would be cool.
That'd be cool.
It won't work in every set, but
could be bloat though. But it could be bloat. That's all.
Yeah, that's the only issue. That's why I want it in a high class pack set, like a special set. Because do you remember the Oyama cards, the trainer cards that he did? Those were awesome.
Yeah.
The Oyama Pokegear, etc. That would be fantastic.
I think it works. I think it works if they are like another guarantee. Like you're always going to get an SAR stadium, and they just like throw them in.
Yes.
If they take away from another hit, I think it's bad.
That sucks. Yeah. Correct.
Yeah.
But that would be fun, like a gag card of a very serious stadium. Then you have like a gag card. That would be very cool. But shall we continue to? Yeah, I have nothing.
And the Latias is the new card here that we hadn't seen. So we briefly touched on this just before.
Yeah.
So it's another Akira Egawa illustration. So if you're an Akira Egawa illustrator collector, artist collector, you've got another chase. And what can you say? It's Akira Egawa style. You don't need to see the bottom of the card to know who drew this.
It's like drifting.
They're traveling at supersonic warp speed, basically, through this city.
And then you see the city landscape, which she also is very known for. I mean, and the card you see on the screen now doesn't do it justice. The scan, I believe...
Yeah, it look crazy in hand, like the Moltres.
Yes. So definitely...
Moltres actually looks crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know where it is, sorry. I was going to play my Moltres. It's over there, I can't be bothered.
For another time, but that definitely is a good card. And I may eventually pick this up at 8,000 yen.
8,000, yeah? I was going to say, if I see this at 5,000, I'm picking that up, man. That's a no-brainer. If this was my hit from the box, I'd be happy.
Yeah.
I'd be satisfied.
Definitely. Yeah, that's a nice card. We have... Oh, this one. What do you think about this Ace Rona?
Let me pop it up. By SIE. Yeah. Look, I'm a sucker for... Anytime you put Pokemon on a trainer card or an SAR card, I think it just elevates it. So, I think this is better than the Lily for that reason. There's a bit more character in this card. Like, there's a bit more...
Better scening.
It feels fuller. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah. More value. Pokeball thrown in there. Sableye.
Yeah.
Looking from the tree. And this is great. Yeah.
No, I think this is awesome. I think this is much better than the Lily. It just has a bit more personality to it.
Yeah.
I think it just will look really nice in hand. I have a feeling that like the eyes of Sableye are going to have really nice texture that stands out, like the lantern there as well. Yeah. There's like a lot of parts to it that you just feel like are going to look nice in hand.
Yes, you want to do something. Yeah. I definitely want it, but I don't think I will afford this card. It's definitely highly priced. But if the price is right, if it comes down below 20,000, I may consider it. That is my opinion.
Like 10,000 yen would again like be a no-brainer for that.
Yeah, agree. And
the Wally's great too.
This is, I want to say, my favorite SAR. When I saw this, I was like, wow. This is so floral, and this is also Wally in its element. I can see the Gen 3 in there, right? The only thing that's missing is like a little rolls. That's the only thing missing on its by its side. That is so a missed opportunity.
That would have been just like the final touch. Yeah. Strange that they didn't. That is actually a really good point. It's just odd that they didn't get directed to include Ralts there, but...
Or we are missing it, maybe?
It's a bit...
No, there's no Ralts in there. We do see
but like it's just odd that they... like it. That it just feels like it would have made sense to just put them in next to Wally. Like it just would have made sense. It would have really elevated the card, but it's not the end of the world. Jiro Sasamo there, illustrating that one. My goat, so pretty happy about this.
We did Wally well. Yeah. But again, missed opportunity by creatures. That is the only thing, unfortunately. And
Mega Symphonia definitely has the two best SARs for sure.
Yeah, I definitely agree on that. Again, and this is not the most expensive card. So if we...
How much is the Wally right now? 2,000 yen! Holy Jesus.
2,000 yen. You have...
That's crazy.
Again, the scans do not do this Wally card justice. I'm pretty sure looking at all the floral cards, this will pop very nicely. Man,
I'm gonna pick this up tomorrow. I'm gonna open up my boxes tomorrow, and if I don't hit it, I'm gonna pick this up. I'm gonna buy this tomorrow. 2,000 yen is criminal.
I'm going to buy this today.
It's just buying it straight away, just slapping it down.
Yeah, that is really it. Do we need to talk about the gold God of War? No.
It's the same as the Lucario. It's the same. Yeah. I have the same feelings. It's just that the God of War is a bit more playable. So
yeah, but
it's like 10,000 or 12,000 yen more expensive.
Yeah. Do we want to talk about competitive or something for another day?
Maybe another day.
Other day.
Maybe another day.
Yeah.
When I open up TCG Live again and I feel like I have more to say about it.
Yeah. Yeah, but overall, I think Mega Evolution, yeah, it's an okay set. And the thing is, again, the beauty lies in the cheaper overlooked cards rather than the chase cards of the set. And I think that's yeah, I'm happy for.
Well, once. I think the set gets carried by the SARs. Like the art rares.
Yeah, for once.
They're good, but like they're not like, again, thematically, like they're all over the place. The set definitely gets carried by Venusaur, well, it gets carried by Lucario, Gardevoir, Latias. I think in English, like those three will carry it. Lily SAR will be an afterthought. Same with Acerola. No one's going to care about Wally, Surge. Like these four trainers don't appeal to the West. So
Bulbasaur Archroud will appeal to the West, but then again, we have that card upcoming in an enhanced booster box promo with stamp on there. But I definitely can see that people that people want the connecting line, the Venusaur EX line.
Yeah.
Right, in the triple frame.
I see the Marshadow and the Steelix being like,
oh yeah,
I want to call them the exploitable cards by the West. Yeah. Same with the Alakazam. I see that being like exploited on the free market. On the free market.
Agreed. And what I definitely would be interested in is how will the full art item cards fare? Because right now, I want to say most of the gold cards are that too expensive to just casually buy. But looking at how full art supporters are, I would definitely be down to have a Boffin for below $5 for once.
Yeah, and I think they'll pump up the hit rates.
Yeah. Yes.
The amount of those that are out in the wild, the item cards, the same way they've done in Japan, where you're always going to get one. I feel like Mystery Garden falls into the item slot in Japanese boxes and could be one of the 4 that you're always guaranteed to get. So, yeah, I expect to see something like that happen with Mega Evolution. It's not right. We don't know. We're speculating, but I think it's practical to assume that.
Definitely. Is that it, Julian?
No. Because we haven't spoken about the lovely feedback and comments we got on the last episode.
Right. I definitely.
Well, we only really got. I mean, we did get some. We got some feedback from a few listeners. So thank you as always. I'm going to pop this up now. We kind of like addressed them as we spoke through the episode. The one that we didn't though, and like, I was apprehensive about this because I didn't want it to like, I'm kind of glad like we waited till the end of the episode to talk about this and get to this part because I didn't want them to detract too much from our conversation today. I have a habit of getting one guide. Do you know what one guide is?
I think what you mean, but I'm not sure.
It's pretty self-explanatory. It's when as a streamer, let's say like there's like 100 people in your chat and they're chatting, but then you get sucked in and hone in on one person's comment and it just distracts you from whatever you're trying to do in the conversation you're having with everybody else.
Okay.
Yeah. So I saw this comment come up and I was like, oh, am I getting one guide here? It was definitely directed at me.
This one?
And comments that I made. Yeah. But I felt like I was like, you know what, I'm happy to speak about this and air this because I feel like it could be like a good conversation and something that maybe the listeners would want to listen to and weigh in on as well. So I'll read it out. This comment comes from Flambuki. It was in respect to the conversation that we had about the McDonald's Pikachu promo that's coming out in 5 days. So at the end of this week. we'll know more. But Flambuki said, it's easy to speak on false platitudes about how Japanese collectors cannot receive their cards when that's all they are, words. I mean, you were just in Japan for two exclamation mark releases where you scoured Konbini, taking product away from Japanese collectors, right? If that's really how you feel, then surely you'll stop collecting Japanese Pokemon cards and surrender your collection. Of course not, that would be silly, and no one is expecting you to do that. But when you signal compassion towards a cause, it's easy to do because it costs you nothing to do so, because we all know you will continue collecting Japanese Pokemon cards, just as we all will, and there's nothing wrong with that. You recently sold a bunch of English cards because the prices were extraordinary, and rightfully so. Is free market okay in this scenario? Is the free market cool when it enables grail chasing and filling your binders, and yours alone? What about our binders and our pockets? You admitted to buying six exclamation mark Kanazawa PC promos, and in the same video talking about how greed and capitalism is destroying Pokemon cards. I mean, come on. Do you really need 6 promos? Is it okay because they were only 1,500 yen? They were cheap, so no one wanted them. Well, if no one wanted them, they'd probably be 100 yen. But if they were 100 yen, they'd still be in demand, meaning someone couldn't eat. What's the threshold for the green light for foreigners to buy? What makes it okay when it's cheap, but suddenly bad when expensive? Where do we draw the line for greed? Who is the arbiter? I have no problem with you buying 6 promos. You should be able to buy as many as you want, but you cannot stand on your soapbox talking about how greed and gluttony are destroying Pokemon while actively participating in it. Again, you speak on these platitudes because it costs you nothing, while at the same time reaping the fields of the very thing you claim to despise. Surely you see the hypocrisy. I enjoy your content and will continue to enjoy your content, and we probably agree on more than we disagree on regarding the current hobby. But what is the point of spouting these things if you don't even practice it, let alone believe it? So, a very, very heated comment there. That, and I, and
Thank you.
I mentioned this.
Comment,
I mentioned
by the
this.
way.
Thank you for the comment. Thank you. But I mentioned this before, where I feel like the things that I say and do as OK J Love, I'm worried that they're going to come here and poison this new space that we're trying to create. But I guess that's the cool thing about doing this podcast with you, is that you don't seem to mind, and it makes for a good talking point. So that's what's happened here. A lot of the stuff in this comment references things that I've said in the past, and views that I have. Some of the stuff in this comment does not represent my views or things I have said. But where to start? I guess in that episode I didn't really talk about. I actually went back and listened to the last episode because I say a lot of things and I forget what I said. In the last episode, I don't think I spoke about how Japanese collectors cannot receive their cards. I feel like we haven't really spoken about that in a long time, because that is just what this person said, which is a false platitude. There is, like, to say that here as somebody who's buying Japanese Pokemon cards. But I think when they talk about like who's the arbiter and where do we draw the line for greed, etc., I think it's pretty clear when collectors in the space engage in it for greedy reasons and self-fulfilling reasons versus like personal enjoyment and just hobbyist reasons, right? Like, I feel like you don't need me to explain what that looks like.
Go ahead.
Well, I mean, like, you don't see me opening up 10 boxes of each set on release, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You see me opening up 2. I think Paradise Dragona opened 6 because there was when the set was just there. Yeah, you could just go on Pokemon Center and do whatever. Like, it was just, it was easy to get, right? Yeah. We didn't have the supply issues and all this crazy demand hadn't come back yet. And I just ripped them open. They just went into my binder. And that was it. Yeah, like, there's just so much going on in this comment that I don't even know really where to start.
It's a long one.
It's really big, but I did kind of like quickly answer it. And I just said, there's a strong difference between a collector collecting and a reseller. And that's where I think a lot of this comment was trying to like connect what I do, and to an extent what you do as well, not to drag you into it, where they were trying to like pin me as a pseudo reseller or someone just as bad as a reseller. But I feel like I kind of broke that down pretty easily, because collectors like myself, like yourself, we collect because we are passionate about either the artist or the Pokemon or the story or the theme or the set. That's where it starts, and that kind of is where it ends.
Correct.
Whereas resellers like are inherently in it for one main reason, and that is just to make money. And I think when we start normalizing and prioritizing that over what collectors are here for, over time it will start to erode the foundation of what makes Pokemon and Pokemon cards what they are, which are the stories and the connections.
Right.
And that's why I said if you take collectors and what collecting involves away and just leave resellers, then you just have a bunch of people trading and talking numbers. So yeah, I mean, like, Zach, what do you think about this comment? You know,
thing is, it's a very long one.
Me out here.
It's a very long one. Okay, no, things I somewhat get where this person is coming from. That there's somewhat like a disconnect between your words and your actions. I get that somewhat, but I think this person doesn't really understand the full context behind it, like you said, right? And I think a lot of people have different desires of collecting, and you cannot just shave them all in one space together. And for example, are you a scalper on the market because you have 6 Kanazawa Pikachus? No, I don't think you are.
I actually have 12.
No, there you go. Am I a scalper of Komiya cards because I have 10 duplicates of cards that I like? I am acknowledged by the artist himself. Am I a scalper? Sorry to say this, but I talk to Komiya. Do I have a free pass? Even if people do not talk with Komiya, do they have free pass because they like 20 of the same cards? The context doesn't really matter, right? There are people who have buyouts of specific cards. Yeah, that's different than people enjoying 2 full pages of the same card. And yeah, and also selling the English cards, I want to say, I said in a previous episode, it's perfectly fine if you also have a Japanese or another version of the same artwork, right? This thing, I mean, at the end, why do people care, right? Everyone has to participate. Well, for me, it's just like, yeah,
it's like, but like, why criticize and like come after somebody and like,
yeah.
It's always so difficult when you talk in a public space and like,
yeah.
I do X and Y and Z, but like, think about it, like, why come after people like myself or like yourself when we are like, the only thing that we do is that we question and talk about these topics. Like,
which are
do I actively
sometimes
go out? Yeah. Like, do we actively go out and condemn and like send people after the people or the people that are doing the things that we criticize? No, we don't. We don't mobilize people. Like, we're literally just, we've been here doing what we like to do for a period, and now it's harder to do what we liked to do and we're able to do with ease, and we're frustrated. So we talk about those things, and we talk about how they're generally overall hurting the space, but that somehow draws the ire. But that draws the ire, and like you said, it's like it's a contextual thing as well. It's like, look at, like, be critical of people 100%, right? But look at it in the context of what they do. Zach, you run a Pokemon card fan site, you report news, you work to translate and make Pokemon card information more accessible to people.
Not even that. If I truly wanted to ruin the hobby, right? To just gatekeep, or I would do that. But hey, I have the credentials, and not even talking about Pokeguardian. Every Saturday I could volunteer for Pokemon League. If I truly wanted, for example, keep all the promos or all the prize packs, I would have done that. And it's not that I don't have leftovers. I have leftovers at home of old Pokemon League promos. Sure. But I am the person literally talking about it Saturday. He said, why are you so kind? I give that price pack. Hey, you want an extra price pack? There you go, right? I want people to leave happy. I know some people in my area are very stingy sometimes with price packs for good reason. I get it. They want multiple challenges or whatever. I'm just here for a good time. I have already enough drama in my life, 40 hours a week.
Yeah.
I'm here for the 2 hours that I have on this Saturday at Pokemon League for a good time. That's one discussion, by the way. But if I truly was out there to cause trouble, mayhem, people to I am for the better of the hobby, how I try to interpret it, right? And if people would say to me, hey, you are ruining the hobby because you collect 20 Kumiya cards. Why? And the thing is, everyone has to participate in the market. But honestly, like you said, that does not mean that you cannot have criticism about how the current market or system impacts everyone, including collector stores right now.
By this person's logic, no one can criticize or question the things in the space that in the way that we have. Like nobody can do it. If you buy a Pokemon card pack, essentially you're part of the problem. Because in this comment, I got criticized for going to Japan and going to Gombini to buy Pokemon cards because those packs that I bought were taken away from another Japanese card collector. That logic is the same as if you go and buy a Pokemon pack at Walmart or Costco, you are taking away from somebody else who also collects Pokemon cards. Like that is that same.
So it's flawed. Some ways like appropriation.
It's the same flawed logic. Like it's just, you can't collect then. Like we should all be leaving them for the next person or for the children. But nobody.
The Company is selling it to you. If the Company, this is a thing, right? It doesn't especially say this is for children. If there's a sign, this is only for children, you would have respected that. It doesn't say that. So, and the Company is happily selling it to you, right? And I know you are not buying the whole lot of packs.
We were buying at limit.
Inventory. Yes, you are buying at limit. So what is the issue, right? And I'm pretty sure if you go to a Japanese collector right now, explain, hey, I'm a streamer, I like to collect Japanese Pokemon cards, I think the majority would even welcome you, right? Or even guide you, hey, there's another Company that sells. Just
dude,
maybe.
When I was in Sendai, I was buying it was like as the Pokemon Center was closing.
Yeah.
And they had the daily limit on black and white and the fat packs too. So you could buy 10 packs of black, 10 packs of white, and then 1 pack of each fat pack, black and white, and then 2 packs of Terrestrial Festival. And I bought 2 of TF, 1 of each fat pack, 10 of black, 10 of white. And the cashier was like, where are you from? And like, I speak Japanese, so we're having a conversation in Japanese, and he loved, like, he thought it was awesome. He plays Pokemon competitively. We connected on Instagram. He's a photographer. I just made a new friend. Like, I mean, like, I don't need to like defend myself and say like, I think most listeners here, and most collectors know that the way you and I participate in the space is pretty sustainable. I don't purchase from, I try as much as I can not to purchase from resellers. There are things that I would like to do with content, and sometimes the ends justify the means within reason, where I will pay a little bit more for a box if it means that I can share or produce something that then reaches more people, educates people or tells a story or just provides some entertainment to an extent. But yeah, I think like even if you like now, because now I'm like defending myself because I feel like this comment was partially criticism and then also partially attack because there are some things that I just didn't do. But like, I think like the fact that like my channel started out as a pack opening channel and I barely open packs on it anymore. I used to stream 3 days a week, opening at least 2 booster boxes each stream of Sword, Shield, Sun and Moon back in 2020 and 2021, when those sets you could just buy them at retail price or below retail price. And Forge created a great community, made a lot of friends. And I don't do that anymore because it's not sustainable, and ethically it doesn't make sense for me to then buy at that level and then open and overconsume. So I am comfortable having these criticisms of the space and these discussions because I know that I've changed the way that I engage in the space, and the way that I do it is sustainable. Yeah. What's not sustainable are those criticisms that we had in the previous episode about the approach to that Pikachu card, where it's not even out yet and people are already pre-selling it. We know based on the Chikawa Happy Meal promo in May that we're probably going to see wasted food. We're going to see just scenes at McDonald's this weekend, because there are people that are greedy and trying to take advantage of fans' enthusiasm in this space with promo cards, things that are meant to be free. That is an issue. And me going to Conveni and then like calling it a day is not an issue. And I had to fly there and do that. And
another question, right? This is a contrasting question, because and that's this whole question, right? Is it then allowed for own Japanese people to basically scalp and ruin their own hobby in favor of the outsiders?
I don't think it's right. I think it's...
Does it make sense?
No, I don't think it's right. I think it's wrong. Whether you're Japanese, Chinese, whether you're American, English, European, I don't care what race you are. I think just in general, it's just wrong.
So, by this logic, there would be nobody who would criticize, basically the thing that happens, and it would go unchecked. And that's the thing. And people who say this, like, I don't get it personally. What are you after? The whole thing, right? And
well, yeah, with this comment, like, what are you trying to achieve? Like, am I now like, what do you want? We're not allowed to talk about this stuff anymore because okay, I objectively can observe that the way that iPhones are produced is unethical, but I still have one, so I'm a hypocrite. Like, I think there are problems with the foundation of society, but I participate in society.
Because
I'm a hypocrite.
There are things that are so big you cannot unsee or undo, or just too big to ignore, essentially, right? And it's okay to have criticism. And again, that's the whole thing.
I just my main issue with this, and like I didn't want to. I'm used to this now. In fact, I'm getting this more and more these days as I talk more and more about these kind of topics. But my main issue was that I got, I cannot stand on my soapbox talking about how greed and gluttony are destroying Pokemon while actively participating in it. I'm not part of the problem, and I will not sit here and be told I'm part of the problem because I collected 12 Kanazawa promos when nobody cared about them, when they were 1,500 yen. And they were 1,500 yen, and there are how many Pokemon centers? Let's go chat GPT. I'll get there. How many Pokemon centers in Japan? Come on, buddy. I don't trust Google these days.
There was plenty of them around. There was plenty of them around up for grabs.
Apparently there's 13 according to chat GPT, right? So there's 13 Pokemon centers, and there are 3,000 McDonald's. And the parallel that I drew was that it doesn't make sense that a mass-produced promo like this McDonald's Pikachu is going to be handed out at 3,000 different McDonald's across Japan is worth more on release, 6,000 yen, than the Kanazawa Pikachu, which was only distributed at 13 Pokemon centers at release and is a holo and objectively harder to get, and that was only 1,500 yen. And granted, that was a different period, right? But it for me, it's just like, it doesn't make a lot of sense that this Mass Pro Pika is going for that much. And this person's tried to draw a parallel that what I did back in 2020, 2021 is hypocritical. And I can't criticize what's happening now. I think it's just a bit on the nose. And I think some of the other comments in respect to other things that I do on away from Pokeca Talk on OKJLove, whether it's in a YouTube video or a Twitch stream, I think it's just like bringing maybe like a little bit of personal resentment towards me.
That's okay. That's okay.
Which is fine, because like I did feel like, it was worth, even if this, because one thing I find, Zach, I think is so funny is like people that leave comments like this and then say like, I'm a huge fan though. And it's like, or like someone that will be like, I used to be a big fan of your channel and then you went and did this. And then like you can see in your YouTube backend how many times that person's left a comment. And yeah, you can be a fan without leaving a comment, but like it's usually a decent indication if they've never commented. They aren't really that big of a fan as they say. But you know, at the end of this comment, you know, I enjoy your content and will continue to enjoy your content. I think if you enjoyed my content as much as you say you did, that you wouldn't leave a comment like this that is trying to strip me down.
The thing is,
in another space that isn't on, because like if I got this on OKJLove, I'd be like, okay. But to get on Pokeca Talk, it's like, are you attention seeking? Did you just want me to read the comment?
Yeah,
it's kind of weird.
It's more like a life lesson. I can basically tell who has experience in a corporate job or not, right? Because
you love
things,
this,
These things I have. I want to say this. Battled with my past 9 years now of my professional career, and you can criticize someone, but this feels like a borderline hostile, right? Like you said, it feels like a personal attack. You can have criticism and not, but this again, that's fine. If it's personal attack, that's fine. You can deal with as you may see fit. Yeah, but I don't see any positive criticism for the better, right?
No, and there's some just absolutely like out. Sorry, continue. Go.
But the thing is, again, this feels more like whining instead of, hey, I get what you are thinking, and I respect you for the things you do, but you can do this and this better, and but this feels more like, hey, I basically hate what you're saying. I maybe, I hate your face, but I don't want to admit it because it would look bad to me. But that's the thing what I get the impression of, right? And that's fine by me. That's fine by you, probably. But what else do we have to say?
I've always said this, like, if you can go to bed and put your head on the pillow and sleep easy, I can do that every night. You know, I sleep easy knowing that I practice what I preach as best I can. I think it's impossible to be fully immune to
definitely.
It's very difficult to be like to at times contradict what you say versus what you do. I think it's really difficult to do that. But I think if you look, like you were saying earlier, like the net context of what the person is about or the collector is about, what their brand is about, you can quickly identify like where does this creator or where does this person land?
In this case, going back, just a back comment to this person, why do you disrespect us? Because I believe you don't even know who we are in that sense, right? Do you even know us personally? Do you know what we do outside of the content space, right? I don't think so. I am confidently saying I have all the credentials, and Japanese people respect me. Japanese people are setting to me, and I am not here to prove myself. I know what I am, and you know what I am as well. But I feel like you don't follow us enough. You don't respect us. If you truly are respecting us, you would have said, "Hey, I know what you're all doing, and hey, I respect what you're all doing, but this one sentence you said or whatever, I am not fully behind that." And construct why. If you said, hey, because he can't say it, right? That's the thing. This person cannot say it because he doesn't know us, and he's basically attacking you because calling you skull because, hey, maybe he's frustrated of other people, right? And he sees you in the same boat as the other people. And I want to say that's disrespectful comment. And maybe he does know who you are, but not just on the surface, right? And he has already a judgment for you, and that's fine. That's fine. But he doesn't respect all the other things you did well, and you have to acknowledge people on the points, the things that they do well.
Well, it's the body of work, assess something on the body of work,
yes,
rather than just the one isolated incident or like, not that there even was one in the previous episode. Like this is one of the craziest parts of this comment that I kind of brushed over was the criticism that I recently sold English cards. So I recently sold some English cards. There was a stream I did, I want to say like February, where I went through like a bunch of English cards that I just didn't have any connection to, that I'd pulled over the years from product that I'd bought and opened up on the street. And I was like, I could probably just sell these and like get something else for my collection. But I've been criticized by this person because they're saying I'm a hypocrite, basically, because I have criticized and questioned the free market, but I have engaged in the free market because I sold my cards. And so then I have benefited from the current, I guess, bubble that we're in and the prices that we have. But like, you know, to break that down bit by bit, trading and selling is the foundation or like fundamental part of Pokemon cards, you know.
Correct.
You trade cards that you don't want, you buy other cards that you do want, you sell stuff to buy other cards that you might want, you trade directly. That's just part of it. And at the time that you trade, those cards have value, worth. So you measure up the trade versus that. Depending on where the market is at that time, some cards are worth more than others. Organic increase in collectibles is fine and normal and healthy. And that is the foundation of collecting, like at the highest level. You buy things and then they organically go up in price because there's more interest. Fine. There's increased interest, like Pokemon gets more popular. Fine. That's kind of that's part of what's happening now. But the other part of what's happening now is direct manipulation and control of certain cards, certain products. And we see that with backdooring with distributors with English product. We see that with backdooring of Japanese product and middlemen having access to pallets full of Japanese boxes, those being then sold to international resellers. And the example that we had in the previous episode, which was the McDonald's promo, and them already being pre-sold before they're publicly released. So
crazy.
Those latter items those latter actions, right, or parts that I just explained are inorganic, and those are the things that I have issue with. Have I indirectly benefited from that? Yes, because it's happened, but I can't undo that. What I can do is reasonably price the cards that I sell, and the cards that I did sell felt like I cut a decent deal on the person who bought them, because I actually sold them in bulk to one person, one collector, and they shot me a price, and I was like, yeah, it works for me. And then I think I mean, if you really want, I can pull up the receipt, and this is what I think is so funny about the interaction.
Don't bother.
I even lowered the price. I was like, nah, I feel like that offer is too high, because I'd individually priced everything, so I could see what I wanted, you know, what I'd get and like what I'd be comfortable getting. And I even told the person, like, you know, chop off $50 because I feel like it's too much. So like, and I just point, like, I don't like having to say that, Zach, because then it's like I have to like, look what I did. But like, this is why I like, again, to say that about the fact that I sold English cards, you have to point that finger at literally every collector, and you just can't do that. Like, so many listeners here will have traded or sold. You yourself trade or sell at Lee. Like, it's just such a silly thing to say, and it just, but because I just thought it was so, and now, because I also don't want to insult this person, but I can say it's silly, right? But because it was so silly, I did want to talk about it, because I felt like it would just be funny to talk or interesting to talk about, and dress down in reverse.
I think we acknowledge the question raised, and I think it's targeted towards an existing issue that I believe we are not directly responsible for. I think there are other creators and people, and I'm not therefore, you know, pointing fingers. I'm not naming names. I think the issue is geared towards other entities, and this feels just disconnected, honestly, you know, and disrespectful to us as well, because you are basically just ignoring everything else that we are doing right, and then it's set you in a bad daylight, and that's not good. And again, if you try to criticize people, this feels just like a personal attack. It does not feel like feedback, you know. And if you want the best for the person, you are not just criticizing the person for who he is. And I think that's right now in this comment, that's the impression that I'm having. he's direct, of she, sorry, they are personally out for you. And I think that's a little bit shameful, and it's sad that it happens, but it happens way more than you think. And in real life as well.
I mean, this happens across all my channels. Every day I'll get a comment like this.
Happened to me at
it's
work.
just that we invited
several times. Pokemon League everywhere. I get disrespect many times, but at the end, it's not worth it to be angry about it, right? But let's we have so limited time on your day. Let's make the world a better place.
Put it this way, right?
Yeah.
I spoke a little bit earlier in the stream, in the podcast, in the episode about Pokemon Steven, right?
Yeah.
Steven's a friend of mine, but the reason why I like Steven as much as I do is because he's a perfect example of someone who can resell cards and do it in a way that makes sense and is like ethical and actually doesn't inhibit or hurt the space. Steven recently sold binders full of art rares at a trade show, but he sold them at $5 Australian per card. Now,
consistent.
Like the equivalent of that in yen is, after you account for, I guess, shipping fees, etc., and forex, it's probably like 450 to 500 yen. So for all that effort, everything that he's doing to procure those cards and bring them here and sell them, sleeve them, price them, put them in the binder, go to the show, stand there all day, sell them. Most Japanese art rares are 250 to 300 yen as like a floor, like the cheapest you can get them. So to sell them for just 100 or 150 yen profit, $1.50 Australian, it's not a great margin.
No.
But he's able to sell them and get them into more collectors' hands at a fair price that is reasonable and still turn a profit. And it's not exploitative. If he's bringing in 300 yen art rares and selling them for $15, which he very well could do, 1,500 yen, because some people don't know better, that's exploitative. But Steven doesn't do that. And Steven, God, I hope you don't start doing that, because you're going to make me sound really stupid in this episode. But that's an example of, reselling and vending that works and doesn't hurt the space. It can be done. And we're not criticizing people like that. What we're criticizing are, again, opportunistic, greedy, hyper-capitalist people in the space. And we don't fall in that category. And so, I guess...
I agree.
Like I said, Zach, I didn't take it personally, but I didn't appreciate it.
It's a great example. And in this case, I will make it a little bit personal to this person specific. I have one question for you. Let us know what we should do in your eyes, right? What can we do for you to make this hobby better? Please give me the answers.
That's a good question.
Yes, let us know what, in your eyes, what we should do. Because I am fully confident that we are doing the best that we can. And of course, we're not perfect. We are there to improve. Again,
we can always do better.
Yes, we can always do better. I am not perfect. You always learn. I learn every day. Again, let us know what we can do better. If you do not have answers, so to say this, don't comment.
Bang. Zach goes bang. I like that. But I like it. It's fair. True. Yeah, it's fair.
It's true. Yeah. If you cannot do better, let us know what we can do better. Because again, I'm not here to prove myself. But there's also a question to everyone, right? If you want to challenge us, you think you can do better, show it. Make the channel. Make that X account and do it yourself. And it's okay to have criticism, but if you are there for personal kinds of attacks, that's fine. But if you do not have the credentials to back it up, it's difficult to just acknowledge you. But I acknowledge your questions raised. There are very good points in there, but do not make it personal. That's the only thing I have.
I was apprehensive about going in depth into the discussion of this comment because I didn't want it to steer others away from commenting. Yeah. But I feel like that's about as respectful as we could have approached that comment. Hopefully it didn't scare you out of commenting and adding to the discourse, because we do want to see more. And if you're gonna, like Zach said, if you're gonna challenge it, but be prepared to hear us
Consequences.
rebuke
There are
it
consequences. There are consequences. In this case, it doesn't bother me, but there are consequences as well as in life when you make comments like these. And for you, it may be like, hey, a 2-minute comment, mindless comment, for example, and your day continues. That's fine, right?
Yeah.
But this happens more than you think. This is not this specific person, but this is a thing that is an issue of social media today. This applies to many other people. Same to the SIE NANAHARA stuff, right? This is not this person in question. And again, I have nothing to this person, but this is an issue of many, many people. They talk first and then think.
Yeah.
That's dangerous. Yeah. Never just emotionally comment. If I make a comment right now, hey Julian, sorry, but I think you maybe like, I don't like why you're talking about prices, but why? You have to think clearly. Okay, so I'm going to make this comment. Why? And I'm not saying it's easy. It's definitely a skill to learn, to have positive, constructive feedback. That's why I said earlier, I know who works in who works 40-hour job in corporate companies, because that's the only thing they do, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, this is something I just learned, right? And again, not perfect.
Yeah.
But I think let's close up with that. Just be respectful at all times. Just read something twice, 3 times before you send it. Because again, this doesn't impact us, but maybe in the future, you may have chosen the wrong person to attack.
I know that I have many times backspaced a comment or a tweet or some response after writing it, after just reading it and thinking twice. And it's almost always been for the best. But yeah, Zach, I feel like that wraps up today's episode. We've covered as much as we can. We don't want to beat a dead horse, and that horse is dead. Thank you, everybody, for listening to today's episode. As always, we do welcome your feedback. Like Flambukies, especially if it leads to an interesting discussion like I think this comment did today. So don't be hesitant to comment. Let us know what you're feeling on any platform, Twitter, YouTube, Discord, wherever. We will be listening. Zach, thank you for your time today, man.
Same to you, man. Thank you for the listener and the viewer for your time. It's been 2 hours. So
it's a long episode. Yeah.
It's a long episode. Definitely hope you have learned something from it. Again, I'm not a coach. I'm not your father. I'm just me. And you as well.
Yep.
But I hope you've picked something wise up from this, right? And again, we are continuously improving and continuously learning as well. So there's and people who say they're an expert, click away immediately. Yep. They are not experts. Sorry to say this. They are hiding something. Yep. They are frail. Have a good one, everyone.
Guys, make sure to subscribe. Make sure to do all the things on whatever platform, YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, wherever it is. Thank you again. Have a lovely week, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. Take care.
See ya. Goodbye.